All right. So what was that again?
Well, it's just that we teach for gaining authority and being a true leader. There's kind of five levels, but two of the levels most people don't think about, right? There's discipline and just constant connection, those kind of things. But the one is gratefulness and the other is enjoyment. Because if you think about it, it's like hanging around you, Carl. When you're attracted. I think that when people see people enjoying themselves, they're attracted to that. It's just an attractive quality that you're not out there trying to fake. You're just truly enjoying yourself and having fun. I think people like that. It's authentic.
I wonder if, those two kind of seem to go hand in hand, is that it's hard to be grateful without enjoying yourself, and you're not going to enjoy yourself without gratefulness. Like
That's a great point.
if I think I'm entitled to things, and well,
Yeah.
I worked hard, so I deserve this rather than grateful for it, right? And I think it's okay to think, hey, I've worked hard and I deserve this, right? I think that, but I think I'm grateful that I've been given the opportunity. Dude, I'm grateful for the fateful day that you and I met,
Me too.
you
But
know?
what I'm hearing you say, and I heard this somewhere, this isn't a Kevin quote, it's impossible to be happy without being grateful.
Mm, I believe that. I do. So I'm talking
Yeah.
today, my dear friend Kevin Gillespie, and we were getting ready to do another podcast episode, and he started dropping these little words of wisdom. I said, "Whoa, I got to hit the record button, man." So we'll do that other episode here when we finish this. Well, we'll do another one, right? So we'll do two episodes if you have time for it. You got time for two?
Yeah.
All right. So you originally you called this the five levels. What was this again?
The five levels for leadership and authority.
For leadership. And so I know we're prepped for another topic completely, but what I heard you say was it's discipline,
Yeah, it's confidence
confidence.
first, discipline, leadership, gratitude, and enjoyment is how I was taught it.
Mm,
And each of them is a special place. So, confidence is where you can master the room. You got the ability to maintain an excellent reputation in the room. You kind of own it. It's
mm.
true confidence isn't beating your chest or bravado.
Yeah, yeah.
Confidence is a steady air. And then, discipline is that ability to prioritize and do things for your future and
Mm.
delay your current gratification.
And the good news, like on confidence, a lot of people think that to be confident, I also have to be like this great extrovert, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I have found that a lot of people can be confident. Like I fall in this category. So I'm what's called an extroverted introvert. So my nature is to be the quiet guy, which might be sound hard to believe, right? But to be that quiet guy sitting in the corner at the party, maybe with one or two other people, but not at the center table, right? It's just not my thing. But I think I have confidence in what I do. And
Yeah.
so confidence doesn't mean that we're the life of the party, so to speak. In fact, sometimes confidence, I think, comes evident by not needing to be that life of the party.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely, I've got, as you know, and just like you, I've got some friends that are pretty well high powered folks. One guy was a
For
ex
sure.
COO of IBM, and another is executive CEO of a major home builder in the nation. And what's interesting, they're both pretty quiet, but they've got that kind of steady belief in themselves
Yeah.
that everything's going to be all right, that they're going to get results. But they are anything but bravado. That's not them at all.
Hmm. How do I how do I work one of them was discipline. How do I work discipline in my life?
You know, discipline is that ability that you can, it's the difference between wishing and winning. It's really
Mm.
where you're going to control the day. And so, you know, and I think most people, discipline is where it's kind of a, I can be disciplined as long as it's fairly easy. Man, I can
Hmm.
be really, you know, but when it gets to really turning your daily habits into your long-term success, and you
Mm.
will do what you say even when others aren't looking.
Mm.
If you
Yeah,
do that,
I can be real disciplined with having that beer and pizza every afternoon.
yeah.
That's I find that pretty easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think, one thing I've been on a kick is understanding the difference uh, between motivation and discipline. That motivation relies on how I feel that particular day, where discipline doesn't care how I feel. I'm doing it because I committed to doing it, and I'm going to do it. Right?
Yeah,
I'm
you
not deciding today if I'm going to do it. I already decided last week I'm doing this.
exactly. So you make your plans and then you execute it regardless of the pressure you're
No
feeling.
matter, that's right. I like that. How about gratefulness, man? You and I both, we share that. A lot of these things you and I share. So gratefulness, I know you are, and I know I am just incredibly grateful person for my mentors, the people took me under their wing, took a shine to me for whatever reason. And certainly it wasn't something that I deserved, which I think grace might fall into that also. So how do we become grateful? Is that something that we learn that from somebody? Was
I
this innate thing? What do you think
It's
it
a good
was?
question. I'm not sure, but I think it is. It's that ability. Gratefulness keeps you centered, especially when things are going tough. And the top leaders I've known, there's a couple of sports shows, documentaries I'm watching right now of top NFL quarterbacks. And it is amazing how grateful they are. They're great. They're grateful for their competition, man. They're cheering
Mhm.
them on. It's just, it's really kind of, it's not just to feel good. It's really just a clarity and
Mm.
um, I don't know that I'm expressing that well, Carl, but I think that um, it's kind of a lifestyle that, hey, things are going to be okay no matter what. I'm going to work it out. We're going to get there. It flows through me. You know, and I've been blessed, even though maybe I don't deserve it, right? And that you feel valued and you make others feel valued when you're grateful, I think.
Mm. Yeah, I think one of the biggest gifts that the good Lord blessed me with is the gift of gratitude. Um, I don't know how this ties into it, but I remember some years ago I was in my car and we were driving, and I think it was just myself, my son Michael, and my youngest daughter Alexis. We were riding around and we see a guy on the side of the road holding the help, need money, cardboard signs, and looked like he'd had a real hard run of it. Looked pretty rough. And my son looked at him. He said, Lexi, that all starts with one bad decision. That all starts with one bad decision.
Ooh,
Hmm. And so and not always the case, right? That maybe there's a mental illness going on. I think there's a fair amount of that with people that are in a hard time. They got some sort of mental illness that was not a bad decision. But I think a fair amount of the times, whoever decided to pick up that crack pipe the first time, or whatever, that a lot of times obviously it's substance abuse. And well, I think the same goes for making one good decision and deciding who I surround myself with. And I go to this event because I know that the winners are going to be there, or I sign up for your one of your call reluctance or the builder or your leadership academy that you do because I know it's the right people going to be there. And if I hang out with the right people, I know good things are going to happen. I don't know. Maybe I'm just kind of rambling here, but I really think about this gratitude thing because I think it's a game changer. Like I'm grateful that the good Lord has blessed me with a skill of being able to pick up a phone And so now that he's blessed me, like if he, which he has not, but if he had blessed me with the art of singing, I'd be in front of a microphone showcasing my talent. Not for attention to me, but because that's what I was made to do. And I think for you and I, sharing what we do, I don't know. I'm just very grateful for the gifts that the good Lord's provided
Well,
me
and
and other people.
don't you find, and I think maybe this is just because we're older, a little more mature now. Not many people accuse you and I of being mature, but
No,
we've
no, no,
been
no.
there.
Here, pull my finger. Pull my finger.
But don't you also find as you look back, many of the what we thought at the time were tough times or hard
Mhm.
things or bad things? Man, I'm sure grateful they happened because if it didn't, it wouldn't make me who I am. I wouldn't have had other opportunities. And so even you can look back and be grateful for the tough times.
Hey there. Hey, if you're loving the tip so far, be sure to hit that subscribe button right down there and then tap the little bell so that you never miss out on more free, cool tips coming your way. Also, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment beneath there. Let me know what you think or tell me what you'd like to hear next. You know, I've off my biggest growth came during my hardest times.
100%.
And I went through a really hard time back in the early to mid 90s, and it taught me um, grace, right? Because I was shown grace, and so it taught me grace. It taught me to reach out and help people because people reached out and helped me. Going when we had the crash of '08, it taught me to be a good steward of my money and my resources. That was a very, very hard time. And I remember going through that and I remember Maria and I sitting around the kitchen table figuring out how I was going to pay our bills that month. And I remember making a claim right then, this will not happen again. Right? This won't
Yeah,
happen again. I'll be more prepared. And so, yeah, we don't grow muscles until somebody puts weight on our barbells, you know.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
How do we make sure that we're enjoying the process? Because that was the last one I wrote down here is making sure. How
That's,
do, how do we do that?
you know, I don't know. I think you got to be grateful to do it and you choose that positive mindset. And it's like you and I, we get together and we've been through some tough times and seen the
Sure,
ups and downs in the business. And
sure.
but man, we always kind of have fun. I can't remember ever hanging out with you and not enjoying it because we just kind of cut up and it's going to be all right, right?
Yeah.
You create the joy. It
Hmm.
is it is that you share wins, you celebrate, you're just as happy for other people's wins as you are your own. Um, but it becomes an emotional habit, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, I think over time I've learned that when I'm going through something that's painful or embarrassing or any of those things like that, is I look, all right, where's the lesson here? What have I got to learn here? Now, if I'm going through the pain of the loss of a friend or something like that, different story, right? Different
Right.
story. But like let's call it our normal business loss, and frankly, most of our personal losses, our personal pains. It's like, all right, what's the take home message here? How do I keep this from happening at this severity next time? And how can I help other people avoid the same thing? And how can I, if possible, how can I help my kids or my wife or my husband or whoever that person is, from experiencing the same thing too? And
Well, yeah, it again, I think it's your mindset, how you look at it. You and I, for example, I got an example. You and I have lost very close family members this year,
yeah, hmm,
right?
yeah,
And shock, sorry to see, but at the same time,
yeah,
if I just focus on they're gone, oh
hmm,
my gosh,
mm,
and just keep dwelling on that, it's hard. Where, man, I am sorry they gone, but I just keep remembering the blessings and all the
mm,
great times we had while I was blessed enough to have them in my life.
mm.
You
Hey,
know,
so
that makes a difference how you look at it, your whole outlook on it
and
and
we
how
might
you
edit we might edit this part out because I'm gonna ask you a very personal question. So the person, or at least one of the people that you're talking about right now, is your brother.
Mhm.
And what's one thing you're grateful for your brother?
Oh my God. I think all the fun times we had as kids growing up and the things we shared. together, and he was always there for me. He's 2 years younger. I
Hmm.
got to be careful here because I'll tear up. But
Hmm.
yeah, he was a giant of a man. Real quiet. He was on the bomb squad. He was a ham radio operator. You and he talked on the radio, and at the same time, he loved to paint. He would do these. Norman Rockwell was his hero. So here's a guy on the bomb squad, and I've heard of stories where he's chasing drug dealers into crack houses, and they're pulling guns. And how do you walk up to a bomb, or how do you do that and then go paint Norman Rockwell? I
Hmm.
couldn't do it. So I learned so much from him.
Maybe that was his pressure valve, to
It may have
maybe
been.
that's how he kind of chilled and got back into normal. So for me, so my mother died.
Yeah.
Had a wonderful life, long life. She was in her 90s, so long life. I tell you, so many, I think for me, the biggest thing, and I think I might have mentioned it here in a couple episodes ago, is as long as I can remember, like I literally don't remember when this didn't happen, that every Sunday she would take me to the library. Every Sunday, every Sunday,
Wow.
every Sunday. So every Sunday would go to the library and would get 3 books for the week. And then on Sunday we'd take those 3 back and we'd pick up another 3. And that's what we did, uh, like always. It was just what we did. So she taught me the wonderful gift of learning, acquiring knowledge. I didn't know it at the time because at the time I'm just like I'm reading the Hardy Boy, when I was like, I don't know, first, second grade, something like that. I'm reading the
Yeah.
Hardy Boy series, the Nancy Drew type stuff. And I thought how wonderful that I can travel and go see all these things and meet all these people and experience all these experiences and never leave my living room. And I thought that was
Yeah.
just a wonderful thing. And to this day, I consume it different. I mainly listen these days, right? And
Right.
I've become a
Same here.
podcast fanatic, and so I'm very grateful for that. Dude, I've been listening to this great series. Let me look it up here real quick. Um, it's on. It was called the Business Builders, I think it is. I'll find it here in a second. But it talks about, like, I listened to the story of Mr. Hershey. I listened to the Coca-Cola Wars, Business Movers, Business Movers. You have to pay for it. It's a service called Wondery, but you go to wherever your iTunes or wherever, Slack or
Okay. Cool.
Stitcher,
I'll look it
wherever.
up. Sounds great.
Yeah, and I listened to the Coke Wars was interesting. The Nintendo story, very interesting. I learned a lot of great business things from these people. And right now I'm listening to Disney, how he created Disney World here in Orlando. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Disney, I've read his biography a couple times. He's a fascinating guy.
though, I think he missed the mark though. So I'm learning
Really?
a lot by listening to these things. And so he did a lot of right things. Uh, and I don't know if it's right or not, but like he always worked. And up until he died, he literally, the hospital he went to when he ended up getting lung cancer because he was a
Right.
3 packs a day smoker for his whole life. The hospital he picked to check into was across the street, literally, from Disney Studios in LA.
Wow.
And so he would sneak out of his hospital room, go over to the studio, work all day. And this is like the last week of his life and go to the studio and work because they were putting together Epcot at the time. They were imagining
Yeah.
Epcot. And I think where he missed the mark is, I don't know if he smelled the roses enough.
Maybe not.
I don't know if he spent enough time with his grandkids. He spent a lot of time with me as a kid. I'd
Yeah.
watched him and just adored him as I would imagine most Americans did.
Sunday nights, absolutely.
Sunday night, it was my favorite thing watching, what was it called? Dis The Wonderful
Wonderful
World of
World of
Disney.
Disney.
The Wonderful World of Disney. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I've been pondering that, man, the last couple of days as I'm listening to this is like, did he was it good that he did that? Because now he's dead and gone and all these people still enjoy some of these
Yeah.
things that he created, or would it have been had a better investment to spend it with his own family? I don't know. I've just been, I've been pondering that. I've been
Yeah.
pondering that. So anyway, good stuff, man. Well, this was an episode of a little, this was an episode you walked into this general store and they sell tires, cough drops, and and Timex watches, all in the same shop. So a little bit of a hodgepodge. But I appreciate you, man.
I
So
appreciate you.
discipline, what is it again? Discipline, gratefulness, enjoying.
It is, well, now you got me wondering what they are again. So it will be confidence. It's always getting that first one. Confidence, discipline, leadership, gratitude or gratefulness, and enjoyment.
I got it now. I would say if we're missing any one of these, we're in for a hard time.
Well, but
Or
if
if we're
you
not,
want people to follow you to a place they wouldn't go on their own, you want to always work on having these five.
mm, I like that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not that we're perfect on any one of them, but we're always striving to improve at least one at all
100,
times.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, like it. I love you, man. You're just an absolutely brilliant man. You've
Thank
brought
you.
me so much wisdom. You've helped me in my own personal mortgage company, just an immense degree, and I appreciate everything you bring. Hey, so you have this you have a group within our group that you lead called the Leadership Academy. You want to do a shameless plug for it real quick?
Yeah. If you want to know how you need to grow and get better organized in your business and truly create franchise value, asset value, we'd love to talk to you about it. We show people, we have 6 key systems for growth, which is our next podcast. And we get people to implement them. So if you're interested in finding out more, go to www.profitdrivenplan.com. Again, www.profitdrivenplan.com. And we'd be happy to do no pressure, but just to find out more and love to do a strategy call with you.
Yeah, definitely good use of time. At the very least, enjoy about a 45-minute call to help you help to show you what epic growth can look like and the steps to get there. So if nothing else, get mapped out a plan. So love it, man.
Yeah.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, Kevin.
Appreciate you.